welcome to Raven and Baby. If you are new here, sorry about that. If you are new here, welcome. We are going to go ahead and do the mom confessions today. I found this video through Jessica Nicole Faust, and if you have never heard of her, you should definitely check out her channel. She has an adorable little girl and mostly does vlogs, but she does also do the occasional sit-down video, and I just think she's so much fun. So if you like my videos, I'm sure you will like hers. So we are going to go ahead and get started because there are a lot of questions, and I don't know how long she's going to last. I may be wearing a different outfit or different get-up in the next clip. We shall see if there's another one. So you're standing near another mom and you notice that her underwear is showing. Do you tell her? Well, I would hope that in most situations I would. I could see if she has a screaming baby right next to her, that's probably not something she even cares or wants to be bothered about. She wants to take care of little baby. So in that situation, or a really cranky toddler or something, then I may decide to just, let her do her thing. But if I know her, if I've been talking to her, if she is not otherwise extremely occupied, then I'm going to let her know because I would want her to let me know if the situations were reversed. If you had a 25-hour day and everyone else had 24 hours, what would you do with that extra hour? I would like to say read. I do not get many chances to read, or I do not make time to set aside to read, and I have so many books that I would like to read, and yeah, so I would like to take that time and just give myself some me time and read some books. Is there a food that you think is really gross that you give to your kids? No. She is my only daughter. She is only 5 months old, so she gets a little bit of baby food, and I will say I don't love the smell of her formula, so that's a little gross to me. But for the most part, I don't feed her anything, and I don't anticipate that in the future when I am feeding her regular food. Other than maybe mushrooms, because I really dislike mushrooms, but for the most part, I love all kinds of fruits and veggies, so we'll be eating the same things pretty much. If you were stranded with your kid, what are 3 things that you hope you would have on hand? Now, I would love to say my phone, because I use it for everything. I take so many pictures and videos of her with this, and I would just love to have it. But let's be real honest, if I'm stranded, I probably don't have access to a charger. I probably don't have any internet access. So, I don't need internet access, obviously, to take photos and video on here. But if I want to continue to do so for more than a few hours, I probably need to have a charger, and I don't even know where I would charge it if I'm stranded. So we're going to go without the technology, and we're going to say stuffed animal for her because she is loving her little penguin and fox right now. So either one of those bad boys would be totally fine. And a good book for mama. And we're also going to assume that she's just going to be butt-ass naked because we're not going to need those diapers, and we'll wipe off with leaves or something. I don't know. We will figure it out because I don't want to have to bring that stuff if I only pick 3 things. And the third thing is going to be a disposable camera because I cannot go stranded without taking some pictures of my cute baby. And let's hope it's for not that long because I probably only have 24 pictures. Okay. Sorry, she was getting a little fussy in there, so we're going to go ahead and try it this way. If there was a kid's show that you could eliminate because you don't like it, and you don't want to subject other moms to it, what would it be? I haven't really found any obnoxious ones with her yet. We haven't really experimented with a ton of TV shows because she's still so little. So the best I can go with is Teletubbies from when I was younger and my brothers were younger. I just remember that being really annoying. And so, I don't even know if that's still airing. But if that's a choice, then that's my pick, because that's the last I can remember for really annoying shows. At what age do your kids stop embarrassing you and you start embarrassing them? Well, she's definitely not at the age where she's embarrassing me, and I'm not embarrassing her yet because she just doesn't know what all that means. So I'm going to go from past experience and say probably like when they hit middle school or something like that. I think that's when I started getting embarrassed by my parents. So probably like 11 or 12 years old. Yeah? Is Mama talking? Boop. What's something in your house that only a mom's eye can see? I don't know, probably a lot of stuff. Like moms can really like find a lot. You can be really observant as a mom. You need to like have eyes everywhere to make sure your kiddos are good. So probably everything. Let's be real honest. What would you change about your favorite restaurant to make it more kid-friendly? I don't even know that I have a favorite restaurant. I love a lot of different restaurants, and she's not eating stuff off of a menu, so it's not like I've paid attention to kid menus to make sure that they have a lot of different options. I will say that what I've noticed so far is that there are a lot of restaurants that if you use the sling that they have for the car seat, it's still in the way too much, and so I worry that the wait staff is going to bump into it or that I'm too much in their way. And so I would really like wide booths. I've never really noticed before having a baby that they really need to be pretty wide to fit the car seat into it, but the easiest thing for me is to go to a place that has a booth and go ahead and slide the car seat right into the booth with me, so she can just sit in there and I can pay attention to her in there and then pick her up out of it if necessary. But sometimes it's hard to scoot that bad boy in there because the booths just are not wide enough. So that's my only thing for restaurants in general when you've got a baby. Do you have a secret fear that you hide from your kids? At this point, I'm not hiding anything from her. I will say in the future, if I haven't already gotten over this, I would like to hide it from her so that she doesn't have the same problems that I have. But I have major issues with food, and so I don't want her to notice that or feed into that. I want her to have a very healthy relationship with food. But yeah. If there is a mommy duty that you would never have to do again, what would it be? This is going to sound silly, but warming up bottles. So she goes from being totally fine to screaming for food. Like, Mom, you have not fed me in days. I am starving. How dare you? And so in that situation, she really, like, I want to be able to fully console her. And usually other people can't console her very well at that point. And so it's very hard to, like, fill up the water, put it in there, make the bottle, and all of that kind of jazz. I don't mind like making a bottle quick, but if there's one in the fridge that I have to warm up, it takes 5 minutes to warm it up, and it's kind of hard to do it one-handed. And so I would take that duty away, and I'm really looking forward to the time when either she can tell me things so it's not quite an ordeal, or I don't have to warm up the bottles anymore because she's not on the bottle anymore. But that is kind of a pain in the butt mom duty that I am looking forward to being done. If someone showed up at your house unannounced, what room would you not want them to see, or would you be embarrassed for them to see? Honestly, there are multiple rooms. I have an issue with clutter. I let areas get cluttered real easily, and it's very easy for me to just set a bunch of stuff on a table, and that gives me a lot of anxiety if other people were to see that. And so I just get a lot of anxiety when someone's coming over unannounced in general. But the living room, for one, there are 2 tables in the living room. One is kind of Chris's like office area, and so he clutters that up real quick. And then the coffee table, I clutter that up real quick. And then also the nursery right now is like my office. I've moved her crib into our bedroom, so now it's kind of like an office area in here, and it's still really disorganized. I haven't fully set it up, so it is cluttered up to the brim. And so those 2 rooms I think would be the worst and the most embarrassing for me. Describe a time when you did something really silly due to lack of sleep. Now, I have not just done this one time. This has been several times, but sometimes I will be so tired that I absolutely need to take a nap at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'll go to lay down, I'll take a nap, say I sleep for 2 hours. So I wake up at 6 or 7, and I will be convinced that it is 6 or 7 a.m. and I need to start the day, and I like get all ready to go start the day, and then find out it's dinner time. And then I'm all out of whack. What is the last thing you bribed your kid to do? I don't bribe her to do anything. She's just too little for that. The best I can think of is like bribing her with a little toy when we go to give her bath time in the sink, because she's still not a fan of it. So I will bribe her to be somewhat content in the sink. What's something that you used to wear before that you don't wear now that you have kids or a kid? I would say probably not much. I still have pretty bad, just casual fashion, just nothing. I'm pretty much wearing the same thing. Maybe like a very revealing low-cut shirt I wouldn't want to wear, but I don't really wear stuff like that anyway, so yeah. What's the last thing you told your kid not to touch? Probably her pacifier, because I saw one of my hairs on it or something and needed to take it to go clean it off. I mean, and that's not even really to her, that's like to me to tell myself to do that, because she doesn't understand that stuff yet. If you could choose for your kids to go to bed earlier at night or sleep later in the morning, which would be probably sleep later in the morning. I really like to get stuff done in the morning. It's usually when I'm at my best, so if she slept in, then I would just have more time to do things that I can't do when she's awake. Which was harder, potty training or sleep training? I have not potty trained her yet. She's just still too little, and sleep training was super easy, so hopefully I am not in for it when it comes to potty training. We shall see in the future. What 3 pieces of advice would you share with your younger self now that you know what you know because of having kids? I would say do it. It is amazing, because for the longest time, I did not think I wanted to have kids. I'm the oldest of 8 and just did not know if I wanted to kind of go down that road, and just wanted to focus on like finding a good career for myself and everything. And oh my goodness, she is just so amazing, and I just love being a mom so much. So that would be my number 1. My number 2 would be that during those times when they're super fussy or something ridiculous is going on, like they're going through some reflux or, I don't know, God forbid, colic. I luckily never had to experience that, but something where it's like a rough patch, you can get through it. The first month can be very difficult, and so just, you know, tell yourself, like give yourself whatever positive encouragement you need, and just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because it is just so amazing, such an amazing experience. I know that we're going to have tons more hiccups through the road, but we're also going to have a ton of little amazing experiences, and so just any positive encouragement that you can give to yourself before you kind of hit that rough patch, and then while you're hitting it, and then you get through it. And then the last thing is probably just accept help from people. Like sometimes I'm just too stubborn and don't want to ask for help, and then I like want to burst at the last minute. Just like allow people to help you when they want to help you. That is one of the biggest things. What question might your kid ask that you are not ready to answer? Probably so many things, but the one that's at the forefront of my mind is like when she's a teenager and she's like, you know, Mom, I'm ready to have sex. Like, what do I do kind of thing? Because I just don't know how I want to approach that subject yet. Not like, you know, the talk or whatever, like telling her how to do things, but just like, you know, if she comes to me when she's younger than I think she should be, when she's ready to do that, and what I should say to her and that sort of thing. Which household chore do you not want your kid to help out with? everything. She is just too young to help out with any chores. But when she is old enough to help out with chores, probably something that I wouldn't want her to do is like if I'm cleaning the bathroom with like a water bleach mix or something, I probably don't want her in there helping me out with anything because I don't want her smelling that. Would you rather have the entire household sick at once or one at a time? I would say one at a time. This past week, Chris has had the flu, and a few days after him getting the flu, she developed a virus cold, and luckily I have been fine. So when Chris was at his worst, I could help him. And then when she was at her worst, he was starting to get a little bit better and didn't need quite as much attention. But I do not know what I would have done if I was sick in all of that as well and not able to help them. Like, it just would be absolutely miserable. So luckily it has happened one at a time, and hopefully I just don't get sick at all. If you're rushing to go somewhere, what do you most likely forget? This is gonna sound horrible, but the diaper bag. That should be like the number one, and I cannot even tell you how many times I forget it. Usually I remember as soon as I get to the car, so I just have to run back upstairs and go and get it. But it is so frustrating how many times I forget the freaking diaper bag. And luckily there have been a couple times that I forgot it, but I had supplies in my car, so I was able to run out there and just change her out there. But it's just, I don't know what's going on with me lately, but for the past few weeks I have been forgetting the diaper bag a lot. What song or movie title best describes you in kind of like this parenthood thing? I have no idea. If I can think of it, I will go ahead and link it for you up here or something when I'm editing, but if I don't think of it, then I'm sorry, I just don't know. What's the most embarrassing personal care item you've ever had to buy in a store? I don't know that I've really had to ever buy anything embarrassing, to be honest. I mean, I know the first time I ever had to buy a pregnancy test, I was still in college, so I was embarrassed to go buy that. And there have been times that I've been embarrassed to buy condoms, but I don't think I've ever actually bought anything that's like real embarrassing. What's one thing that you've said to your kid that you never expected to say? I mean, I cannot think of anything. She's just too little. She can't understand it or anything of that sort, but I'm sure in the next few years, plenty will be said. That was it for this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to share and subscribe. And also check out Jessica Nicole Faust's video if you have not already, and check out her channel. She's wonderful. I am going to go ahead and tag 3 wonderful mamas to do the mom confessions as well. And that will be the Realistic Mom 3. She is wonderful, has an adorable little daughter, and she's 1. And yeah, if you like my videos, you will definitely love her. And then also Megan Childress, she is just hilarious. I love her channel, and she also has an adorable little girl. She's not quite 1 yet, but she is just super cute, and they're just so much fun to watch. Megan's just so funny. And then also another hilarious channel, but hilarious in a different way and with an adorable little boy, and he also just turned 1, is Brit Cat, and she's just so wonderful. So go check her out. I will go ahead and link those 3 ladies on the end screen, and then I will also link Jessica's video on the end. So definitely check those out, and they will also be linked in the description, and the questions will be linked in the description, so you can do this video if you would like it. And if you do, please go ahead and leave me a comment letting me know. I can go check you out. And Jessica Nicole Faust is doing a playlist of the mom confessions, so either let her know and she'll add you to the playlist, or I can create a playlist for you as well and add you on in there. So anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Bye!